fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Hey guys, what's going on? Underground Geek here. So I'm going to do a quick little review on an older comic. I know a lot of you guys want to hear about older comics as opposed to newer comics, because anybody can review a new comic. You know, you just go buy a comic and you talk about it. You know, there's a lot of saturation out there, but when people go back to older comics and talk about things, you get a nostalgia moment, and you also find out about comics that you didn't really know about because they're old and they're not, you know, you got to go looking for them. So that's kind of fun to do that. And this one is Countdown to Final Crisis #1, and it's pretty fun because it sets up a lot of stuff. Now it's kind of silly because you got Jimmy Olsen on the cover here, and you've got Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy for no reason. So I was really confused by this cover, but I mainly got it because Donna's on the cover. But let's look at this a little bit. It's by the writer is Paul Dini. I don't really know who that is. And then you've got Keith Giffen is the story consultant. The penciler is Tom Derenick, and the inker is Wayne Fulcher. How you say that name? And then Andy Kubert and Peter Carlson did the cover. If I was mistaken, Andy Kubert's pretty good. I can't remember. But so this is setting up a lot of stuff. What this does is it's setting the tone with all the characters. All the characters have just had big battles. They just found out a lot of stuff about the monitors that monitor all the universes. And so they're mainly, everybody's kind of in limbo. Jimmy Olsen's not getting along with his alien girlfriend. You've got Ray Palmer, which has just went through a pretty bad breakup with his spouse. He has nowhere to go. He's thinking about all the times when he used to be in the Justice League. And then Donna Troy pops in. And pretty much Donna Troy she's really like the leader of the group, because when she's not feeling something, she's going to tell you. And so she pretty much busts into Ray Palmer's house and says, hey, we've got to do something about these monitors. Now that we know that they're monitoring the universe and they're not doing a very good job about it, we're going to have to do something. So then we're cutting around. We've got Piper has just popped back up. Apparently he died or something, went away, because he's back in the universe again. So something's going on there. And then we have a Jason Todd, but it's not our Jason Todd. It's a different one. And so he's pretty much kidnapping people, trying to find out about this universe. So it sets up as a big villain. That's a pretty cool advertisement right there. I like that. So then we get a look at Solomon. He's one of the monitors, and he's pretty much like a Darkseid character. He is, he's got his own values at heart, and he thinks very spitefully of Darkseid. He makes him a tiny little monument on the Source wall to make fun of him, because he thinks he's better than him. So he's probably going to end up being some kind of villain. Now at the same time, we cut back to Ray Palmer's house, and now somebody else has arrived. We have Kyle Rayner there, and Kyle is talking about the same thing. He says, you know, we've got to do something about these monitors. So then there's an advertisement for Final Crisis, Grant Morrison. So at this point, they're pretty much at a stalemate. Ray Palmer does not want to listen. He's not going to take anything that they have to say. The art in this is very good. It's very 90s though, but it's good. It's another good. Isn't his name Magog? I think I like that character. And then we cut to Black Adam and Mary Marvel. Mary Marvel's a new one of those characters that has the powers of Shazam, and she's pretty much a petulant child. They go back and forth here, and she says, ancient history isn't really my thing, but as far as cold beauty goes, and he's like, indeed. She says, I'm with you all the way. But he doesn't really want to have anything to do with her because she's such a spoiled little child. Whenever she gets angry at him, she blasts him and proves his point. He says, I called you a child and you reacted like one. As I normally find beating children distasteful, I'll ignore you. Farewell. And she's like, you better run. I don't need anyone. I'm Mary Dang Marvel. That's all I need is me. So then we cut to a different place. And as far as I know, I don't know if this is set in another universe, because we have this character here. He's held up in a bomb shelter with his son there, and they're starving to death. They're fixing to run out of food because they can't go outside. And it's at that point that Brother Eye shows up and changes him into OMAC. And so then he gets his powers and busts through the bomb shelter. And now at this point he's fine because you know, he has the powers protecting him, and Brother Eye is protecting both of them. So at the same time he's wondering, he says, Brother Eye is still out there watching over us, protecting us from anything the toxic environment can create. But why? What is the real need for this thing that he has for me? And there he is watching. So now at this point we have Ray Palmer's house is like full of people. We have everybody here pretty much. Everybody's in costume. They're ready to fight. I don't know why Donna changed into her costume all of a sudden, but she's there. I ain't gonna get mad at her. She said, we've decided. He said, to leave, please leave. She said, we're going to monitor the monitors with your help. And he said, and why would I do that? And then someone appears and he says, because you know they are right. And this is the youngest of the monitors, Nix Oten. And so he's pretty much saying the same thing they are. Power brokers are not infallible. Mistakes are made. Hubris, arrogance, these are all the pitfalls of who become complacent with the responsibility they bear. Especially now that we have all become individuals. So he's still not on board. Ray is really fighting this. He's really got to think about it. But Donna's there. She says, you don't have to think about anything. You have to do this. So they show up to where the monitors are, and they're having a discussion with them, and the monitors are not very happy. They said, the very presence here is an insult to our eons of selfless duty. And she says, and yet here we are. You will abide by our decisions or you will accept the punishments. Whoa, that's pretty brazen. And then Kyle says, you know we can enforce them. And there's all the different monitors. And they said, we're monitors, we answer to no one. And then that's when the youngest one says, we are flawed. I sponsor these challengers. You know, and they pretty much said, you know, that's when Ray makes his stand. He says, I have nothing, I have no planet left. I renounce it and I become part of the group. It says, the multiverse is border guards for man and monitor alike. We didn't come to ask permission. He says, we came to serve notice. And that's when they disappear. And then you have the guy from earlier and he says, well, and so a new game begins. He's going to use this to his advantage. And then we get this random, it's Holly, not Harley, Holly. We get this random ending here with Harley Quinn and her live-in girlfriend, I guess. And they're talking about all the things that are out there. She says, there's so much going on here and out there in places we don't know about. Everything's so scary and uncertain. We never know what fate will shake it up. She said, that's pretty deep. She says, you got to wonder how we will ever make it though. A positive attitude and lots of denial. She says, I guess we can fall back on what's gotten us this far. And that's pretty much where it ends there. So it's a pretty good little comic there. The only thing I see a problem with is there's not any action because it's such a building issue. I hate when they have the first issue be like very building and not much conflict. But you've got it set up here. You've got lots of villains doing things. You've got lots of action, lots of stories. So it does kind of keep you entertained. You've got little Miss Marvel here going crazy on everybody, using her powers. She's going to be a liability for sure. And then you've got all the character building. It's pretty cool. I like it. They're setting up the team. It's funny that Jimmy Olsen is involved, of all people, because of his girlfriend. And so that's an interesting character as well. They don't really, that's Forager, but they don't really announce her name, which kind of boggled my mind because they took the time to tell you that that's Jimmy Olsen. But then he just calls her his cute alien bug girlfriend. And then later on in the book, when she's in full costume, then they make the notice to bring up that she's Forager. And I was like, well, what if she, what if somebody's reading this for the first time and they don't know? I do like the outfits. They're very 90s. It's pretty awesome. I mean, look at that belt. Let's see. I'm trying to think if anything else popped out to me here that I want to talk about. Brother Eye is interesting. You've got OMAC. There's a lot of advertisements in this book, though. I noticed like every other page is an ad. I didn't really like that. Let's see. Then they've got this thing here. It's Prom 07, A Night to Remember. Really fun if you don't remember. I mean, is it really fun if you don't remember? Live above drugs and alcohol. It's like, that's hilarious. They got a no drugs and no drinking ad on the back for prom. It's very interesting, you know, the morals that they had in 2008 compared to now. But yeah, what'd you guys think? I thought it was a pretty fun issue. Even though there wasn't really a lot of action, I still kind of liked it. You still got a lot of character building, a lot of things like that. I was trying to get to the right page here when they're all in costume. Yeah. I do like the costumes. This says it's very 90s, but at the same time it's very 2000s. You know, they like the shiny, the bling. I think it's hilarious how poofy they made Donna's hair. It's awesome. But all right, guys, I hope you liked this review. Hope you liked, or not really a review, me talking about the issue. And there's Andy Kubert's signature on the cover there. What'd you guys think? Have you read this before? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to do some more videos. I still got, I think I may do Klaus next because people were talking about they really like that. But all right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Underground Geek out.